Facebook is pushing back against White House accusations that the social media company isn't doing enough to combat misinformation on its platform, and they are, in Joe Biden's words, well, this is what he said about the people writing stuff on Facebook, killing people. Facebook spokesperson Danny Lever told ABC News, quote, "We will not be distracted by accusations which aren't supported by the facts. The fact is more than 2 billion people have viewed authoritative information about COVID-19 and vaccines on Facebook, which is more than any other place on the internet. More than 3.3 million Americans have also used our vaccine finder tool to find out where and how to get a vaccine. Facts show that Facebook is helping save lives, period." For more on the White House's efforts to pressure social media, the CEO of American Majority, Ned Ryan, is also the author of the excellent book, The Adversaries, a story of Boston and Bunker Hill. Mr. Ned Ryan, great to have you as always.
Yeah, good to be with you, Buck.
Okay, so yeah, Biden said they're killing people. That's what he said. But okay, he meant the people that are saying stuff on Facebook that Biden says isn't true. But even still, he's pressuring Facebook to shut down speech that the White House disagrees with. This starts to feel like not the First Amendment in principle being violated, but as a matter of law, this is getting real close to, oh, the federal government's now telling private entities, do this or else.
Yeah, no, Buck. I mean, this is troubling. First of all, it's deeply ironic that Biden is saying that people are killing other people with this misinformation on Facebook, when about 8 or 9 months ago, both Biden and Harris were throwing shade on the COVID vaccination, on the vaccine. So that's ironic. But no, you're right. I mean, the thing that's troubling to me, and the reason that I think they're not going to really go after big tech, it's too convenient for them, Buck. Why make a direct assault on the Bill of Rights when you can let the private corporations like Facebook and Google and Twitter do all of your dirty work in shutting down freedom of thought, freedom of speech, quite frankly, many of the other things that take place online, freedom of assembly, of like-minded people being able to share ideas online. So, no, Democrats find these big tech corporations far too convenient to actually do anything about them. And then on the other side, you have Republicans and libertarians going, oh, these are private corporations, we can't do anything. I think it's a very dangerous place we're in, Buck, because the fusion of big tech and big government equals big brother, and we're seeing it take place in real time.
And it's stunning to see how we've already been able to see how the big tech companies, Facebook, Google, have done everything they can to shut down certain speech about lockdowns and COVID, about the origins of the COVID virus, whether it came from the lab leak theory, areas where they probably were wrong in what they thought was wrong. They certainly were wrong to act like it was definitive. And yet now they're sounding like they're going to be even more aggressive about what they say is policing misinformation going forward. It's like they take the wrong lessons from this, although maybe the lesson we should take from it is we're not trying to achieve the same kind of society they are.
No, I think that's exactly the right lesson to take from this, Buck. I mean, the people that believe in the power of the administrative state don't want to have questions. They don't want to have questions to the narrative. They want silence. They want to be able to basically tell people to shut up or silence their voices. No, they're looking at a completely different world than we are. I mean, there is two different very worldviews and approaches to government taking place right now, where we want to, as conservative, as limited government conservatives, see the free flow of ideas and exchange ideas. And that's how we get to the real truth of this, Buck, where we're able to ask questions to try and get to the truth. And the other side, the administrative state, no, we've got all the answers. You have to listen to the educated elite and the experts. And if you don't, we'll shut down all dialogue because we know what's best for you.
Are we able to do anything about this, Ned? It feels like everyone on the conservative side who's paying attention even a little bit has woken up to the reality of what very left-wing authoritarian big tech. Now, okay, I can see it on your face. Not everyone. I said people who are paying attention, and maybe I should have added comma, know what the heck is going on. But I'm just saying, go ahead, Ned. All right. I'm not even going to get through the question. What do you got? You got something.
I would say everybody that has more than a couple brain cells and common sense, which does not include GOP leadership, and sadly, some people that are inside the Freedom Caucus. When you're taking direct cash contributions last year in the 2020 cycle from Google and Facebook, maxed out contributions, mind you, I don't think you get it, Buck. I've gotten to the point where this is a litmus test for me, in which do you renounce big tech and all of its evil works? And the first step is not taking direct cash contributions. And until we see Republicans in the House and the Senate sign a pledge in which they say we will no longer take tech contributions, I don't think we're going to see any real solutions. But there are plenty of real solutions if people will actually have the political courage to do it and get right on it. Because again, it comes down to, Buck, this is a government of, by, and for the people, not of, by, and for the corporations. And I hope that Republicans figure that out sooner rather than later.
So are we basically in a we can't do anything until we take back the House, and even then we're going to need the House, the Senate, and the White House? I mean, where does this leave us, man? It feels like we're just getting pummeled here on the right by big tech. We complain about it. I mean, we have this sort of right-wing therapy sessions where we sit around and say, oh, and it's all true, right? Big tech is squashing us like bugs, or squashing our speech. But we don't really get very far. And you're a guy who's been at the forefront of one, telling everybody that this is a big problem, which is that step one is knowing it's a problem. Is there anything we can do? Do we just have to sort of suffer and hope for power to shift hands in a couple of years? What can be done?
Well, I think part of it is the education process, obviously getting more of the base educated on the issue, but it's also changing the dynamics of the Republican Party, Buck. I mean, 2022 is a prime opportunity in primaries. Party is what people say it is. And those who win primaries and show up at conventions, we need more America First candidates to win primaries, to change the complexion of the Republican Party, to begin to change the leadership of the Republican Party. And it's only in having more America First candidates win in 2022 and 2024 in primaries that you're going to see the Republican Party change and actually get righteous, hopefully, on the tech issue. And I'm seeing guys, this is what's encouraging to me, Buck. I'm seeing guys like J.D. Vance, who's running for Senate in Ohio, Blake Masters, who's running for Senate in Arizona. They're very good on this issue. We just need more of them.
What's going to happen here, Ned? Do you think the White House is just going to keep pushing, or have they gone far enough that the suppression of thought and free speech in big tech is, that they've made it too obvious? It's not that they don't want to do it, but it's too obvious. Or do you think they don't even care anymore?
No, I think they've gotten to the point they don't even care. I mean, I think the last 3 or 4 years have truly demonstrated, the corporate propagandists, otherwise known as the media, the Democrats and big tech, they simply don't care. They're not going to apologize for anything they do. They're going for the win. They have power. They know how to use it. We have to hold them off, get back power, and then know how to use power in return, Buck. So no, they're not going to apologize. They're not ashamed of it at all. They think that they have the power and they're going to use it. And in some ways, I admire them.
Ned Ryan, everybody, speaking the truth, but it's not an easy day to hear it. But Ned, thanks so much, man. Always good to see you.
Thanks, Buck.